So before we get started, you have to know the difference between listing price and the completed price. So the listing price is going to be the price that it's advertised for or listed under. For example, here, the listing price for a PCSA 8 Charizard is going to be $549. That's the listing price. That's what it is listed under. Now, this is a pretty good example because the completed price is very similar to this. Now, sometimes they're very different, and I'll give you another example here. So I got a listing price for $599, and again, you see all completed prices for $500. What does that tell you? It tells you that that's what it actually sold for. So technically speaking, this is the market price here, or the completed price. And it looks like they actually sold for a lot higher back then. Okay. Oh, no, it's different. They have to have the same grade. Okay, cool. So that's the difference between listing price and completed price. Okay, very important that you know the difference between these two, because if you don't, you are gonna get scammed. Okay, for example, here, this guy, he's selling these 3 cards. Now this one is worth how much? 550. Okay, 550, maybe 150. Let's be generous. This is around maybe $900, but the listing price is 1.4 thousand. So you have to be very careful whenever you're buying this. Know the difference between listing price and completed price, because the shops will they don't care if they see somebody that doesn't know anything about Pokemon market. They will take advantage of you. And let me give you a little bit more evidence of this. Okay, so I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I copied and pasted the review from Google Reviews because I didn't want to dox anybody. So this is the review, right? This happened first, and it reads: I dropped off about 36 Pokemon slabs worth about 2K retail, which is the listing price. The last sold price was about 1.1K. It happens, there's always a discrepancy. I asked on the phone if they said they would do 75 to 75% of listing price. And this is it's a pretty reputable store, kind of. I don't know about reputable, but meaning I should get around 1.4K. Anyways, they took the cards and they held them for over 10 days. 10. Then they had the audacity to only offer me $100. They said, you have some pretty good cards here, but we have to make money too. I'm sorry, what? If they knew they were going to lowball me, why hold my cards for 10 days to appraise them? Never selling here ever. And this is taken from a Pokemon shop. Now the owner responded, our apologies for any misunderstandings. We do not offer 65 to 75% of listing price, as that is under standard practice. We evaluate each item based on its value and condition. In your case, your collection was appraised less than 800, and our intention is to resell the items. So that's the main discrepancy between retail and I guess this is comp trade, but this is a big difference, right? If they're gonna buy it for 800, they're gonna sell it for listing price or retail price. So a lot of people say, oh, a retail price doesn't exist. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And you could have encountered our offer. We strive to serve all our customers properly, although we have other customers as well. I'm like, huh, okay, that makes sense. But then looking at the edit here, it says, let's do this color. Edit, I did make a counter offer, and you said no. 100 is the most you can do, and don't lie. Whoa. And on the phone, I explicitly asked how much you would pay. You specifically said 65 to 75% of eBay listing price. I even remember being impressed because many shops don't do that. You lied to get me in your store. You held my 36 slabs for 10 days only to throw in a cheap $100 offer. This wasn't a miscommunication, it was lying. You made me lose 10 days waiting on your offer. I hope everybody sees this. So that's basically why I'm saying there's a big difference between, or it exists. There's a big difference between retail price, which is what stores sell for, listing price, which is the eBay listed price. Okay. Then there is the last sold price. Last sold price. This is gonna be the closest thing to the market. Okay. Then there's also the comp trade-in value. Okay, comp trade-in value this is what shops will give you. Okay, so notice how you have a collection of 36 Pokemon slabs, and they retail for around maybe 2K retail being generous. Then the last sold price was 1.4K. So I'm gonna put this here. What stores will sell for is 2K retail for the collection, assuming everything is true, by the way. The eBay listing price was 1.4K. Okay, the last sold price, okay, no, these are the same, 2K in retail, they're the same price. Now the last sold price 1.4K. Then what shops will give you is $100. Now how does that make sense? Oh, and the shop valued it at $800. How does this make sense? So, assuming everything is true, and I challenge anybody to try this. Take a couple cards that you know the price. Okay, take a couple cards that you know have value. Go to your Pokemon shop and ask them, hey, how much would you give me for this? If they know that you know anything about Pokemon, they'll give you something close to this. But you know what? This is just ridiculous. $100, and this is based on a true story, by the way. But you know, I don't want to give out names. I don't want to give out any details that will dox anybody. But $100 for something valued at $800, even that is scummy. That is scummy. And you see this on eBay too, where you have the prices a little bit all over the place, but at least with eBay it's very close. But at the same time, you still want to go for whatever you got for auction price. So last sold, I guess you can include auction here, because this is gonna be the best way to get a card. If you buy for eBay listing price, you're gonna get scammed. So this is really where you want to be. You want to be at the last sold, because that's gonna be the best way to get you what you want with a reasonable price. Hey, I also want to add a quick side note, back referencing this here. Imagine if the seller here knew nothing about Pokemon. That means the shop owner would have allegedly, potentially, pocketed $700. The shop owner would have pocketed $700. And for what? For what?